As I like to say, I grew up in a very sort of common, normal Long Island Jewish family, which really meant that we did Jewish things, but that's because everyone in our community was Jewish, but not because we were religious or observant in any way. And what that meant was is that I did Hebrew school on my own terms. I didn't have to be there. No one was forcing me to be there anymore at that point. I went into college as a psych major. The fun story about my time with psychology is because I knew I wanted to help people. And so I was going to be a psych major. I was going to help people. And then I got intro to psych. I earned a D plus as my final grade. And I realized that I could not do anything with a D plus. And so I stopped being a psych major, became a Jewish studies major because it's what I really wanted. And all of a sudden my grades completely changed, my outlook completely changed. When I was a senior in high school, I went on a trip called the March of the Living, which for me had a tremendous impact on my journey, or what would end up being my journey. So I knew that I wanted to be a rabbi at that point. But I also knew that any rabbinical school I was going to go to required 4 years of undergrad. And while I was an undergrad studying Hebrew, making sure I had at least 2 years of college level Hebrew before applying to rabbinical school. So I lived in Haifa for a year. At that point, living in Haifa, I applied to rabbinical school, but I was actually not accepted the first time. When I was not accepted to the rabbinic program that first time, I decided to apply to get to a master's program in religious education and get my master's in sort of Jewish education, which was a 2-year program, reapply to the rabbinical school. At that point, I was accepted, went to live in Israel for a year in Jerusalem for my first year of rabbinical school, then came back and continued my studies in New York. Coming to Miami was not something I ever planned to do, but the opportunity to be the campus rabbi here at University of Miami Hillel, and we're at a campus at a Hillel that didn't have a rabbi for upwards of 5 years before I came. So I knew, one, that it was needed, and two, that I could sort of shape it into something that I wanted. So again, it was a no-brainer, and one that I have not regretted ever since I got here.